Steph and get.
Just Coach, why don't you talk about today's game and what happened at the end of the game there?
Well, I have to accept responsibility. I thought the foul trouble hurt our rotations as well as we've got some kids that are banged up, and I think I left some kids out there for too long, and fatigue had a lot to do with that run at the end. I mean, I think I'm hearing that it was 17-2 down the stretch. We had a double-digit lead at 10 points, and then for to be able to give up that lead, and we really just went dry offensively. I mean, I guess you can say that our shooting was poor the entire game. For us to go 2 for 20 from three-point range is just unheard of for our team. We're one of the best three-point shooting teams in the nation. But I thought our ball movement slowed down a little bit. I thought Wake Forest probably had something to do with that. It'll be interesting to see when we watch the film that we weren't able to pop the ball around as well. I thought we did get to the basket. Nicole Boudreau, Kristen Doherty were able to get themselves to the rim. We got some nice defensive play from Karima Gabriel, some rebounding. So a lot of positives, but 50 points is not going to win you a lot of games in the ACC against a quality team that's playing well. And their number 25, Derek Hamby, leading the ACC in points and rebounds, and she had 25 or 21 and 16 tonight. So credit goes to Wake Forest. Jen did a great job. They were prepared for us, and they made the plays when it counted.
I just want to one thing about the game. Did you get I was kind of screened off. The charge on Boudreau before she cuts. I know you can't say anything, but was that a good?
Yeah, I don't know. I was screened out a little bit too. I thought when she came off the screen, she was open to shoot, but Nicole had some success getting to the rim, and she hadn't made a couple of threes, so she went ahead and drive, and when she did, she drew Katie Zanovich's player, and Katie was open, and so we practiced that drive and dish situation a ton. How well she jump stopped. Did the kid buy the charge on a fly? I don't know. I mean, it's a good defensive play. She stepped up, so you give credit to Wake Forest, and again, whether the ref exactly got the call right or not, we'll know more on film. But it's a good officiating crew, and no officials are perfect, and that game had everything to do with us, not being able to make plays down the stretch, and Wake Forest being able to make them.
What does Lauren bring?
Yeah, so. We are a team, playing with that. We lost our 2 point guards last year, and so really Lauren has taken over so much ball handling duties, and she's not a true point guard, but her handle is so good, and she's so willing to just do a lot of the dirty work for us. It's really been a godsend having her, because now Kristen Doherty doesn't have to do all the ball handling for us, and so we've really become a team with multiple ball handlers. But if you had to pick one, Lauren's the one that really does the most of the dirty work, and so along with that, she's learned to be a much more disciplined defender. She's quick, she's smart, and as she increases her discipline from an offensive side in terms of shot selection, ability to go right and left, be able to see people, she makes us better and better. And that's been, she's had some great games where her assist to turnover ratio has been excellent, but I put her in so many tough situations where she needs to almost be a true point guard, and so she's struggled in some other games, but she always comes back to practice the next day ready to learn from it, and she's just improved over the entire season.
Does she bring any? Does she bring any of
the UConn mentality? Sure. Yeah, and whether it's from UConn or whether it's from her own history, here's a kid who loves basketball. And so when we got to the program, she was really, she and Karima Gabriel were our first recruits, because they were looking to transfer right as we were getting the job. And so what I loved about Lauren in the recruiting process was she just oozes basketball. She's the kind of kid that when practice is over, she gets her headphones on and 2 balls, and she's out there working on her game, and just loves being in the gym. She brings a passion and an energy to our team that I think is really, really cool. And it's just, the kids really, it's contagious. They play off of her energy as well. So, how much of that came from Gino and his staff and her 2 years at UConn, how much of that she just brought from her life in Laguna Hills, I'm not sure. But certainly the perspective she learned playing with Maya Moore and some of those great players. I mean, she was on, 2 Final Four teams and all that, I think, had to help her understand what it really takes to play at the highest level.
Does she, have you seen in her, how does she deal with a day like this? Because that never happens.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
la la land.
Yeah. No, you know what?
How do you,
Lauren made a choice when she was leaving UConn. She knew, hey, UConn's still, arguably the best team in the country, each year. And so what she decided was just, I think with the players that UConn had, she wasn't going to be on the court as much. And, that was a really hard decision because she loved UConn. She loved Gino, the staff, the team. She's still friends with all those kids, but she loves basketball so much that she had to make a really tough decision. And she saw in us a chance for her to come and have a different role. And I think she really agonized over that decision as do you stay where maybe I'm not going to play as much, or do I, but hey, we're going to win every game, or do I go somewhere where, hey, they're building, but I got a chance to really be a part of something special and show some growth. And I think, and we're happy that she chose to come to BC, and she's a great kid. It wasn't like there was anything she couldn't handle at UConn. It was just simply, she wanted an opportunity to be on the floor more, and that was certainly presented here. And like I said, we're happy she's here. Great, thanks, Mike. Okay, Erica, need anything?
Free throws. Kind of disparity. I know it more than double, but you guys missed 5. I mean, there's been a few games here. It seems to be kind of unheard of that you guys missed 5 or 6.
Yeah, so I'll have to accept some responsibility for that as well. I think a lot of it's fatigue. We're a team that I've got to find a better way to keep our players fresh, to keep our rotations going a little bit more. I think in a tight game, I went with our starters. I went with those guys maybe a little bit too long down the stretch, and those guys are warriors. They battled, but when you need to dip down in the tank a little bit more, for a foul shot, for a big 3 down the stretch, just to go finish a shot, and it's not there, sometimes that's tough. And so I have to own that, and that's something that we've got to work. We need some more players that are continuing to step up on both ends, offensively and defensively, and that's that's something that we got to fix.
Last question for me on a positive note. Nicole Boudreau just really seemed to have a head of steam, head to the basket, really making just bold decisions. And
Yeah.
It seems like it was kind of lacking at the beginning of the year.
So she's a great 3-point shooter, and so here's a kid that's learned that she can also get herself to the rim. And so today, when she wasn't making her threes, she absolutely sparked us in the second half and was finishing with her left hand. That's been a weakness for her, is that she's been pretty good going right. But I used to bug her all the time in her freshman year that, hey, Nicole, when are you going to start going left? And so it was really, really nice as a coach to see her going and finishing those shots, getting some and ones, protecting the basketball and attacking the basket. And so look, she's a competitor, and she's going to do whatever it takes to to try to make plays. And so hey, we fell 1 or 2 plays short tonight. So I promise we'll be back in the gym and getting all that fixed. All right, thanks, Eric.